Professor Sills here, and I hope you're having a great weekend, and I hope you see this fairly close to Sunday so that the information here is current. First of all, I have a question for you. Wednesday, I believe, is the first day of autumn. Now, I don't want you to look up what that means. I don't want you to Google it. I don't want you to do anything. What I'd like you to do is email me, do it privately, and just tell me what you think that means. What exactly happens on the first day of autumn? What is the significance of that day? Again, don't look it up, don't read about it. Just give me your gut feeling. What do you understand to be the first day of autumn? And that'll help me to know where you're at, and then of course we can move forward with a little bit of directed instruction. Now, something else that I want to bring to your attention. If you stepped outside in the last couple of days where you live, it's been unusually cool. I did some checking on this. I went to the National Weather Service page. I went to Newark, New Jersey. I selected the most recent day, and up popped this data. Apparently yesterday Newark had a high of 65 and a low of 52. And if you look at the norms here, I'll move this so it's showing you the normal, is 76 and 59. That's 11 degrees below normal for the high temperature. That's a pretty significant deviation from normal. Now, why is that? There's something you're going to be reading about in Activity 1.3, which is going to be related to global atmospheric circulation. Now, part of global atmospheric circulation is a belt of winds at our latitude, where what is called the mid-latitudes, called the westerlies. And it's the reason that if you're flying from New Jersey to, let's say, LAX, Los Angeles, it takes about an hour longer to fly west. Forget about time changes. Just actual time in the air. It takes about an hour more to get there than it does to get from there to here, to New Jersey. So why is that? Well, there's a belt of winds at about 25 to 40,000 feet. You can see this map is showing you approximately 34,000 feet, called the westerlies. And they blow in general from west to east, but they do tend to undulate. They tend to dive southeastward, and then northeastward, and then southeastward, and then northeastward. Well, if you identify the area where the highest wind velocities are, and your light blues and your greens are higher velocity winds, this is what's called the jet stream. So a plane taking off from SeaTac, Seattle, Tacoma, Washington, would absolutely want to get into the jet stream to minimize their time from a western to an eastern destination. It doesn't mean they're going to follow the jet stream exactly, but they're going to take advantage of it if they can. It adds speed and it cuts down on fuel use. Likewise, a westbound flight would not want to be in the jet stream. They're going to want to avoid it. Well, if we look at the jet stream and we look at what it carves out, this feature here is called a trough. Think of it this way. It is separating cooler Canadian polar air from warmer tropical air. This would be continental tropical air here over Arizona and New Mexico. In the east, there is cooler Canadian polar air which has penetrated southward into New Jersey because New Jersey is influenced by this trough. In fact, high temperatures in the Carolinas today stayed in the 60s under the influence of this cooler air from Canada, whereas warmer air over, let's say, Florida, maritime tropical air, is not penetrating northward at the moment. Now, that will eventually change. This is only September. You're not into very cool, chilly air that extensively yet. But of course, as you go into October and November, certainly that's going to become the norm. That is also the thing, by the way, that will eventually ensure that regions to the north will never get a landfalling hurricane too late in the season. Whereas in Florida, we're certainly still at risk for quite a while longer, although at the moment the upper atmospheric pattern does not support that. Look into wind shear. That's part of the thing that you're studying right now. The wind shear right now is not favorable, so that the system which is potentially going to develop in the eastern Atlantic and work its way westward across the Atlantic at the moment doesn't stand much of a chance. That doesn't say that in a week, when it actually approaches the Bahamas and Florida, if it even stays together, it could possibly organize. But nevertheless, I wanted to take out this moment and share with you a little bit about the jet stream. You can see there's a trough over the east now, but there's also a ridge over the Midwest. that ridge will eventually work its way over to New Jersey, and that's when your temperatures will moderate and you'll warm up and potentially become more humid again. All right, so you have a great day. Professor Sills signing out.